Hey, good evening, everybody. It's Thursday night. I'm Pastor Scott, one of the pastors at Branch Life Church, and we want to spend a couple of minutes tonight just talking about our summer book club. So we're going to have a summer book club, and we invite you to participate, whether you're part of our Branch Life family or someone that's just come across this video or come across our page, or you're friends with someone. We're going to be having a summer book club. And what that means is we're going to read a book. It's called Unpacking Forgiveness. And then we're going to have a meeting 2 times to kind of talk about the book. So at sometimes toward the end of July, we'll meet once and talk about the first half of the book. And then sometime in August, we'll talk about the second half of the book. There's 16 chapters in the book. And so we'll take a look at 8 chapters each time. And our plan is to have an online opportunity to connect and talk about the book, and then also have an in-person time, probably during like our first service on a Sunday morning at our church facility. And so we'll work on those details and try to pick dates for as many people as join the group. If you know right away that you want to be part of the group, there should be in the chat either below or to the side, depending on whether you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook. I'd love for you to say hello. Let me know you're watching in that. But the link that you can join, and there'll be a Facebook group, and we'll kind of chat about the book and that leading up to it. But to give you a little bit of a flavor of what the book is about, the book has a really interesting true or false quiz in the introduction, and it'll give you a little bit of a flavor of what the book is about and the perspective of the author. And I think it'll be a really interesting discussion, and we may not always agree on it, but let's go through this and we'll see what you think of. Feel free to put your answers or thoughts in the chat about this. So let's talk about this, our summer book club. So here is the quiz to see where you're at on forgiveness. So let me see if I got everything working right here. So the first one is this: where deep wounds between people are concerned, forgiveness can be unpacked in a moment. Where deep wounds between people are concerned, forgiveness can be unpacked in a moment. Is that true or false? What do you think? The next one is then, personal happiness and joy can legitimately motivate people to live out what the Bible teaches about forgiveness. Personal happiness and joy can legitimately motivate people to live out what the Bible teaches about forgiveness. Let's see here. I think I need to make my camera here, a little smaller here. Do this on the fly here. The third one, or if I forget what number I'm on, most Christian pastors and counselors agree about what forgiveness is and how it should take place. What do you think about that? Is that true or false? Do most Christian pastors and counselors agree about what forgiveness is and how it should take place? Again, this is according to the author. His name is Brauns, and that. So the next one is, forgiveness occurs properly only when certain conditions are met. Forgiveness occurs properly only when certain conditions are met. The next statement, Jesus said little about how people should resolve interpersonal conflict. Is that true or false? Jesus said little. That means he didn't say very much about how people should resolve interpersonal conflict. True or false? A willingness to forgive is a test of whether or not a person will go to heaven when he or she dies. A willingness to forgive is a test of whether or not a person will go to heaven when he or she dies. Is that true or false? And then, I think this may be the last one. Good people get to the bottom of all their disagreements. True or false? Good people get to the bottom of all their disagreements. This is the last one. There are times when it is wrong to forgive. True or false? True or false? There are times when it is wrong to forgive. True or false? And if you're just jumping in and figuring out what we're talking about here, we're getting ready to do a summer book club. And what that means is we'll be reading the book Unpacking Forgiveness together. And then we'll meet twice to discuss it. The first time we'll meet towards the end of July, and we'll have an online version. And then we'll have a version that meets probably during our first service on a Sunday at Branch Life Church, and talk about the first half of the book, the first 8 chapters. And then we'll do it another time in mid to late August, where we talk again online or in person and talk about the last half of the book. And we've just been going through this true or false quiz that the author gives, and I want to share his answers. Now, I'll tell you, I've read the book. I've actually read it a couple of times. And although there's a couple of minor things that I might disagree with the author, by and large, I think he makes a really good case about forgiveness. But some of these answers may surprise you. And hopefully it intrigues you that you want to read the book and join us. And if you're wondering how you can join in this book club, there's a link probably below if you're watching on Facebook, or to the side, depending on how you're watching it, maybe on YouTube. And for a Facebook group that you can participate in, that'll get it in. It's Debbie Murphy. Thank you for saying hello. Appreciate you. So let's go through the answers, and then that'll be it for tonight. So let's see what the author says and see what you think about this. And I look forward to talking through this book with you on this. So, where deep wounds between people are concerned, forgiveness can be unpacked in a moment. Our author, Chris Brauns, says that is false. Forgiveness often takes a little bit of time if it's true forgiveness and there's deep wounds. Personal happiness and joy can legitimately motivate people to live out what the Bible teaches about forgiveness. And here the author says that's true. So we'll figure out what that means as we go through the book. Most Christian pastors and counselors agree about forgiveness, about what forgiveness is and how it should take place. False. This is false. There's a lot of different perspectives. Maria, I'm not sure what question you're answering here, but Maria said false. Maybe it's this one here. Maybe she knows all the right answers. I'm trying to get to my mouse is not working all of a sudden. Oh, that's because I was on the wrong screen. Maria, there you go. We're glad, Maria, that Will's scare didn't turn out to be more serious. But we'll keep talking about these things. Forgiveness occurs properly only when certain conditions are met. That's actually, according to the author, a true statement. Jesus said little about how people should resolve interpersonal conflicts. This one is false. Jesus actually says quite a bit about how they should resolve interpersonal conflict. And a willingness to forgive is a test of whether or not a person will go to heaven when he or she dies. And this one is true. Some of you may know that. Good people get to the bottom of all their disagreements. False. And again, this is according to the author. And so if you're intrigued or ticked off or disagree here, maybe that's a good reason to read the book and see what he says. And then there are times when it is wrong to forgive. And that's true. Now again, these are all from the introduction of the book, and the whole point is to get you to want to read the book. But again, I'll put my cards out on the table. I've read the book a couple of times, and by and large, I agree with him. And you'll find out why when we go through. And if we disagree, that's all right. But thank you for hopping on tonight. The link, again, if you want to join, is in the chat. And you can click the link and join the group. The book is Unpacking Forgiveness. I'll put the link also in the chat and at different places where you can get it on Amazon. It's available on Kindle and a softcover book. I'm sure it's available other places, but when you've got Amazon, really, do you need somewhere else? But the plan is that we will meet sometimes toward the end of July, either online opportunity or in person on a Sunday morning, probably during the first service at Branch Life, and talk about the book. and then again talk about the first half of the book, and then we'll meet again towards the end of August and talk about the second half of the book, and then we'll chat and dialogue in a Facebook group in between times on it. But it's a really good book, really thought-provoking, and it'll help us all through forgiveness. The whole reason for this, Pastor Josh spoke 2 Sundays ago on a message that dealt a lot with forgiveness. So you can find that on our website, branchlife.church. And it generated a lot of conversation amongst people that day and in the week following, and trying to figure out, like in the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus has some pretty powerful things to say about forgiveness and how important it is and how we need to do it. And so we thought we'd follow it up and just provide this opportunity for those of you that are interested. So whether you're part of Branch Life or whether you're a friend, either near or far, you're welcome to participate. You're welcome to be part of it. And Debbie, thanks for contributing in. Forgiveness is so important. It's not always easy to do. That is true. And this book talks about that, acknowledges it, and it really is. It's very, very important, and it's actually a mark of whether or not we really understand God's salvation. And so it's a really big deal. But even if you're watching and you're from the other side of the world, we're going to do one of these online so you could participate in that. But that's all I got for you tonight. Have a great night. Thanks for participating. Look forward to reading the book with you. Have a great night. Summer's almost here. We'll see ya.